Okay, students, I made this video on the water vascular system in echinoderms. Okay, so it is the water vascular system in echinoderms. Now, what is this water vascular system and why do we need to study about this? The water vascular system is intimately involved in many aspects of echinoderm biology. It is associated with the locomotion, feeding, prey capturing, as a sensory or as a tactile organ. Okay, it is basically a division of the coelom and most distinctive features of echinoderms. Okay, so first we will have a list of the component of the water vascular system. So the components are madreporite. It is also known as sieve plate. Okay, next it is it gave rise to the stone canal. Then there is water ring or the ring canal. The ring canal give rise to the radial canal, and the radial canal give rise to the lateral canals, and the lateral canals terminate into the tube feet. Okay, so these are the basic components of water vascular system. In different classes of Echinodermata, it is variously modified. Hope you can recall the classes that I have already discussed in the classification of Echinodermata. Okay, to begin with, we have class Asteroidea. The common example of Asteroidea is the sea star. Okay, so it is the sea stars. Okay, or the commonly known as the starfish. So in case of the Asteroidea, the madreporite or this sieve plate is located aborally. Now, what is aboral and what is oral surface? Hopefully you remember about the body plan of them. The aboral surface is basically the dorsal surface in case of the Asteroidea. Okay. And the oral surface is the ventral one. Okay. Now this madreporite of Echinoderms Asteroidea is located in the CD interambulacral. Okay. Now, what is this ambulacra? We all remember, hopefully, about the structure of this sea star. a star-shaped organ. They have the pentamerous radial symmetry. So, and this is demarcated by a groove. This is known as the ambulacral groove. Okay. Now, if we name each arm of this ambulacra, we can give a name to suppose A, B, C, D and E, as they have 5 arms. So, the madreporite is located in this CD interval, that is CD interambulacra. As I have mentioned, that this is the CD interambulacrum. Okay. Now, as out there I have mentioned that it is known as the sieve plate. So basically it is known as the for its sieving mechanism. That is, the main function of the madreporite is to serve as an avenue for seawater to enter the system. Okay. Now, how the madreporite look like? It is simply a round plate-like structure with multiple ridges, and furrows. Okay. Now, ridges are the elevated portion and the furrows are the depressed one. The depression is known as the furrows. Each furrow is comprises of numerous porous structure. Okay, each furrow comprises of this porous structure. Pore. Each pore give rise to the small fine canal. Each pore, from each pore there exists fine canal. These are known as the pore canal. Okay. Now each of this pore canal then joins together to form a common cup-like structure. This is known as the ampulla. Okay. Now this ampulla leads to the stone canal. Stone canal is a S-shaped canal. So how it looks like? So this is the madreporite with furrows and ridges, the pores, followed by the ampulla, and the ampulla leads to an S-shaped stone canal. Okay. Madreporite. Ampulla, and this is the stone canal. Why this is known as the stone canal? Because the stone canal is made up of calcareous composition. Okay, that's why it is hard and it is known as the stone canal. Okay, now each stone canal is, if we make a longitudinal section, transverse section of the stone canal, so we can see each stone canal comprises of ridge. Okay, the extension of the ridge divides the stone canal into the lumen. Okay. Now, in some species, this ridge is bifurcated which is known as the ridge lamellae. Okay, this ridge lamellae actually also divides this lumen into compartments. Okay, in some, both these two structures are known as the lumen, but here one is this one and the other one is this is the other one. Okay, so it divides the lumen into two halves. Okay, let's get back to the thing. Now, the stone canal descend down orally, that means from the aboral surface, the madreporite, then the stone canal descend downwards and it attaches with a ring canal. Okay, the oral surface. Each ring canal gives off blind pouch-like structure. Okay, these are known as Titman's body. Okay, not only Titman's body, but the ring canal also gives off blind sac-like structure which is known as the Polian vesicle. Okay. The Polian vesicle basically maintains an internal pressure and the Titman's body provides the coelomocytes. Okay. Now, apart from this structure, the ring canal also gives off radial canal 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the radial canal. Okay, to each of the arm, as asteroids have 5 arms, so there are 5 radial canals in case of the sea star or in case of the asteroids. Now, each of this radial canal give rise to the next canal, that is known as the lateral canal. Okay. Now, each lateral canal enters into those ambulacra, and means at the side of this ambulacral groove, it is arranged in this way. Okay. And terminates into tufits. So each lateral canal gives it branch to the both side of the ambulacral groove and terminates into the tufit. So these are the tube fit. Okay. Now the tube fit does have 3 structure. At the base of the tube fit there is ampulla which is bulbous. That means bulb-like or sac-like. Okay, I'll just write sac-like structure, followed by podia and sucker. Okay. So each tube fit somewhat look like this. So this is the ampulla, this is the podia, and this is the sucker. Okay. Excuse me. The tip of each the radial canal ends into tentacles known as the terminal tentacles. Terminal tentacles, these are without any sucker but are tactile in nature. Okay. The tip of this tube fit primarily serve for the attachment, this thing. Okay, but are also touch sensitive and helps to holding the prey during the feeding. The operation of the tube fit depends upon the hydraulic pressure regulation. So the next class, that is, I'll discuss the Ophiuroidea. Okay, these are commonly known as the brittle star, which generally have a similar structure with that of the asteroidea or the sea stars, and comprises of same structure. Those are the, we will just have a brief look at this thing. That is the different components: madreporite, stone canal, ring canal, lateral, lateral, and the tube feet. Okay, but we'll begin with the madreporite. So in their case, in case of the Ophiuroidea, the madreporite, in case of the Ophiuroidea, the madreporite is located located orally. So the component are same though, but hopefully you remember this one, the aboral and the oral surface. So in case of the Ophiuroidea, the madreporite is located orally. Okay, so as it is located orally in that same that is that CD interambulacral space, in the CD ambulacral space. Okay, so this madreporite is located orally, that is ventrally. Now this madreporite of the Ophiuroids are highly reduced. It is of only 2 pores. Okay, this each pore once again leads to that pore canal, then joins together so each pore canal joins together to form a common pore canal, and then it will ascend aborally, as I made this diagram. That is, it is located in the oral surface and just opposite to that of the asteroidea. So it will move in this direction. So it will ascend and then it will connect to the ring canal. Okay, so so I'm just making the diagram. That is the madreporite, okay, which give rise to the stone canal, which ascend upward and then joins to the ring canal. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now this ring canal give rise to one, two, three, 4. So it gave rise to 4 Polian vesicle. Okay. And they are accompanied with a long, slender, tubular appendage known as Simrod's appendage. I'm just mentioning out here the Simrod's appendage. The function is not known. These are the Polian vesicle which are associated with the Simrod's appendage, which is a slender tubular structure. Okay, so the Ophiuroid basically lacks Tiedeman's body. Okay, The ring canal gives off to a radial canal which descend towards oral side, runs along the whole arm and then terminate into the terminal tentacle. So now this radial canal gives off, the ring canal which gives off this radial canal descends downward, okay, and it gives off the lateral canals. Okay, similar to that of asteroidea. These are the lateral canals. This the exception is it will first it will go upward, that is the stone canal will go upward, means ascend towards the aboral end, and it will join the ring canal at the aboral surface. Then the ring canal gives off the radial canal, and the radial canal descend downwards to give rise to this lateral canals. Okay. The radial canal also penetrate each arm through V-shaped podial canal or lateral canal that I'll draw. This is the extension of this ring canal which forms V-shaped, okay, podial canal. It generally gives off an unusual tube fit to the pharynx, okay, that is known as the buccal tube fit. Now the lateral canal enters into the podia which don't have any ampullae, sucker, but are tactile in nature. Okay, so this lateral canal enter into the podium, that is the foot, which is a tube-like tentacular structure and tactile in nature, which doesn't have an ampulla or any sucker. Okay, only this podia, tube-like region is there, this tube-like region. Okay. Now the whole structure of ophiuroid is covered with this whole water vascular system of ophiuroid is covered with a membrane that is known as the peritoneum. The third class is Crinoidea. The common examples are the sea lilies, okay. The water vascular system of the Crinoidea operates entirely on coelomic fluid. There is no madreporite. So the madreporite is absent in case of the Crinoidea. Is absent. It is restricted to the ring canal, radial canal, the ring canal, the radial canal, and the podia. Okay, only this three structure. So how it look like? Let me draw the diagram. Okay. So this is, as we know that, it is the ring canal. Now each ring canal give rise to the radial canal, but here it is numerous in number. Okay, this is the radial canal. The number of the radial canals may vary from 5 to 200, as the radial canal enters or penetrates into each arm, and the number of the arm may vary from 5 to 200. Okay. Let me just draw the general body plan of the crinoids. It is generally stalked, okay, with the tactile arm, okay, with the tactile arm. Now each arm, as I mentioned, each arm is provided with this radial canal. Now there is also this branches of this arm also gives off the side branches. Okay, the side branches. The radial canal also inserts itself into this side branches. These are known as the pinnules. The side branches are known as the pinnules. This ring canal sometime bifurcates before it enters into the arm, and it gives off its branches to the pinnules. Okay. This radial canal also gives off finger-like tactile organs, which is known as podia. This podia are suckerless. If you see this diagram, this is the pinnule. Okay, this is the branch of the radial canal. This is the branch of the radial canal, and each of this supplied with numerable podia. Okay, these are tactile in nature. So the key characters for that ophiuroids, the crinoids include, that is, there is no madreporide. The water vascular system is restricted to ring canal, radial canal and podia. Ring canal gives off numerous stone canals that open into the coelom. Okay, and the ring canal give rise to the radial canals also, so that appeared in each arm. Okay, and the radial canal are branched in some cases, that is bifurcated as I told you, and they have also the side branches which gives its podia to the pinnules. Okay, the podia are suckerless. This water vascular system in crinoidea basically function as feeding and sensory organ. Okay. The fourth class is the echinoidea. The common example of echinoidea are the sea urchins, okay, which are basically globular or globe-shaped organisms. So this is the globular organism with an aboral pole and then oral pole. Just like that of the asteroidea, the madreporide is located in this aboral surface, okay, and it leads into an ampulla. So this is the madreporide, which leads into a cup-shaped ampulla. Then the stone canal extends to the oral pole, okay, and it joins with the ring canal. It opens into the ring canal. Okay. So this is the ring canal. The ring canal leads to the radial canal. Okay, and then the radial canal leads to the lateral canals. So it connects with the lateral canals. So these are the radial canal, and this red one are the lateral canals. The lateral canals terminate into 2 feet aborally. So each lateral canal gives off 2 feet. So these are known as the tube feet. The tube feet are maybe suckled. That means a sucker may be present at the end of this tube feet, or maybe suckerless. Okay, but there is an interesting structure out here in this arboreal pole, that is the ambulacral plates. This arboreal surface or the madreporite is also provided with calcareous plates, okay, which covers this arboreal pole. Okay, these are known as the ambulacral plates. This ambulacral plates, through this particular plate, the podia generally pass through the outside. So basically each of this tube feet which opens, each of this tube feet which opens arboreally are covered with this ambulacral plates. Okay, it gives the permission of the podia to communicate with the outside. The fifth and the last class includes the Holothuroidea. The common example is the sea cucumber. They have an elongated body. Hopefully you all remember that. This type of a structure. So basically their oral and arboreal surface is marked as the anterior and the posterior side. Okay, so basically the oral is the anterior part and the arboreal side is the posterior one. Unlike that of the Asteroidea or Furoidea, they have the dorsal and ventral planes. Okay, so this is the posterior one. Interestingly, they have the madreporite, but this madreporite neither jointed with or associated with the body surface, nor it is attached in the coelom, but it hangs internally into that pharynx and opens into that coelom in that same CD interambulacrum, and it gives rise to the stone canal. So basically madreporite hangs freely into this coelom. I'm just making this coelom, that is the body cavity, and hangs through this stone canal. Okay. The stone canal is connected with a ring canal. And this ring canal provides the radial canal which runs along its body sides. Okay. It encircles, this radial canal encircles this gut. This is the radial canal. This is the ring canal. Okay, so this ring canal gives rise to this radial canal, which encircles, this is the radial canal which encircles the gut. In each cases, this radial canal just do a separate diagram for this. As starting with this ring canal and the radial canal. The radial canal gives off the 2 feet. In some species, at the both side of the body, they are tactile. So all through this, they just gives off. Before that, before giving off this thing, this radial canal actually give rise to the tactile structure which known as the oral tentacles. Oral tentacles. So first this radial canal gives off this oral tentacles anteriorly, and then it runs posteriorly to give rise to the 2 feet. The row. Okay, that 2 feet comprises of those 3 structure, that is the ampulla, podia and the sucker. That means the suckered podia or this of holothuroidea. Okay. In case of some of the holothuroidea, commonly known as apodaceans, as apoda itself means the absence of any podia, so the 2 feet are greatly reduced or absent. The podia of the holothuroideans serve in locomotion and attachment and are also touch sensitive. Okay, so these are all about the water vascular system and its various modification in the echinoderms, in different classes of echinoderms rather. So you will go through this video first and then you will follow the invertebrates by Braska or R.L. Kotpal. In both the books it is quite well written, so you can follow any of the book which are available. Okay, thank you.